Welcome back to the More Auto Systems YouTube channel. Today we're looking at a beautiful 2020 Lexus RCF. The Lexus RCF is the byproduct of the ISF, which is the four-door example with the same 5.0 V8. The designation on this particular V8 is the 2UR GSE. It has got 472 horsepower and 395 foot-pounds of torque. They are only offered with an 8-speed automatic torque converter style transmission, but overall, it's a pretty good transmission. It actually drives really well. It responds most of the time what you want, but overall, it's a better trans than, let's just say, most that are out there. Now, coming around the vehicle, this is a 2020 model, which is a facelift for the RCF. So you do get a slightly different front bumper, slightly different rear bumper, different taillights, different headlights, and slightly different interior. This particular vehicle does have the carbon front pack, carbon side splitters, and a few other small things that you can get. These cars were around 70 to start. This was around a $90,000 car. The front hood vent and side vents are actually functional, which is really neat. They are around 2 millimeters wider in the rear and 5 in the front than the base RC. Like I said, these are the facelift headlamps. So they are LED with a really nice running light, really good headlamps. The quality of carbon on these particular vehicles is actually really, really good, which I wouldn't expect anything less from Toyota. Now you do have 19-inch wheels front and rear. You have a 19 by 9 in the front and a 19 by 10 in the rear. You are running a 255 on the front and a 275 in the rear. You do have metallic orange front and rear calipers. It's 6-piston Brembo front, 4-piston Brembo rear, and you are talking about a 14.9-inch rotor diameter on the front and a 13.5 on the rear. The carbon ceramic brake package off of the LFA was actually an option on these, which would be kind of neat. I mean, overall, I don't really think this car requires it. It drives really well. It stops really well. It does have adjustable suspension front and rear for the dampers. It's really neat. It's really cool. It works really well. You do notice a difference in it when you change between the settings. Now, the biggest difference will actually be the active aero rear wing that is built into the trunk lid. That does activate. You can hit a button on the dash if you want it up all the time. It does activate at speed. You will not get this in any other model but the RCF. Coming into the inside, you have the bespoke F Sport style seats with silver stitching. You get an Alcantara armrest. You get the silver carbon trim, as I would like to call it. This one does have a sunroof, which is an option. You do get the pretty much standard style Lexus dash that everybody likes, where you have the center dial that actually moves. Now, in the facelift, you do get a 10.3-inch screen, which is larger than the original 7.8, I believe, but it still does not give you Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. If you got a normal RC350, you can get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Unfortunately, the RCF did not get this option. It does have the optional heated and cooled seats, which are an option for this car. Your standard Lexus pad that allows you to control your infotainment display. And then these are your standard dial for different modes. It does have a launch control button. Don't really see why you would need it. And like we will reiterate, 8-speed torque converter style transmission does a good job. Now, are you going to buy one of these to track? Honestly, if you had an all-in-one, not a bad car. I've seen a lot of ISFs for a long time be track cars. RCFs, there's a few guys in California that are really good track guys that have beat the hell out of them. They've done a really good job. Now, the only other few things that you could get on this, they did have a track pack, which gave you a larger fixed rear wing. It gave you all of the carbon pack standard. It gave you a different style set of wheels. I believe carbon brakes were still an option for the track pack. But overall, do you need a track pack? I don't think you do. I think this is a great product as it is. I think if you're looking for an all-in-one or just another car to add to your collection as your fun car, I think it's great. The torque converter auto doesn't take away from the car in any way, shape, or form. It just makes it more like, let's just say it's an E92 M3, but it doesn't have the quirks that a DCT gives you, but also the fun that a DCT gives you. It's a good happy medium. Now, as far as size is concerned, for reference on anybody, this does have 107.5 wheelbase, which is actually shorter than an E90 M3. An E90 M3 is only 108.6. But overall, that's your quick little overview of an RCF. Like, I would get a facelift car if I was looking for one. It gives you enough of new things, including the headlights, taillights, front bumper, that I think it's worth it. I would also highly recommend to get the few different options, like the heated and cooled seats for your convenience package. It also gives you your adaptive cruise control. It also gives you a few other small, like blind spot warning, etc. Carbon pack, that's really personal preference. I think in the used market, it's 100% worth it because you're going to pay the same whether it has it or not. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.